Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again it's Monday afternoon. We're here for Insurance Talk with Priest Insurance. I'm here with Dan Priest, and you know, the year's kicking off and we saw a lot of changes last year, Dan. Prices, zoning, everything's changing. But one thing I've noticed is costs are going up.
Yep.
And I'm older, 58, clean record, but my insurance is going up. And just when I think, okay, you know, I'm good, then it goes up some more and I'm not changing anything. What's happening?
That's a really good question. And you know, we talk a lot about, you know, what coverages that we need and let's do reviews and that kind of thing. But sometimes rates go up. And I'm going to kind of start this conversation with the statement that nobody's ever felt bad for an insurance company ever, right? So let's be clear, I understand that. At the same time, let's talk about auto insurance today, because there's a lot of turmoil going on in that market. To begin with, it's actually a pretty competitive market between carriers. So carriers fight for business from time to time. But what has happened now, I think, is actually kind of been a perfect storm for rates. Rates are regulated, okay? So you can't just arbitrarily raise rates, although it feels like it. And we had this thing that you hate this word, but I still, when you go back and reach back to the pandemic, I think the fruit of that is just now being seen in specifically in all industry, but specifically, let's talk about auto. You know, when all that started, there were labor shortages and things of that nature, and insurance companies were priced based on what was going on at that time. Well, what began to happen there? Wages began to rise. Companies were having a hard time getting people to come work. As an employer, if anybody's looking for a career in the insurance business, come call me. As an employer, it's been tough to find people to come in
And keep the factories open.
And keeping the factories, but even keeping the technicians that are repairing the cars. That the demand for those guys is far outpacing the supply. So labor costs are going up. The cost to repair a car go up. The parts supply, manufacturing, how to get parts in, which leads to longer time that cars are down, which is more rental car coverage, which
Isn't
the
that
price is
called
going
inflation?
up. That is what we're talking about. And it's at a very strong rate. So that began to happen, right? We started seeing labor costs tough. You couldn't get supplies. That was driving rates. Then people quit flying, and they're on the road more, which results in more accidents that are occurring. And insurance carriers are still back here waiting for the fallout, okay? So there's yet another issue that happened. Personally, I bought a new truck in 2019 and it was just a truck, paid $40,000 for it. And 6 or 8 months ago, I was driving around and, you know, I got offered more than I paid for my truck with 50,000 miles on it. Prices of vehicles have increased, and some used vehicles are up by 40%. So now an insurance carrier, who we don't feel sorry for, right? But the insurance carrier has been paying out at a significant clip more than they've been getting in. So they've got to make up time. They're seeing those loss trends, and they are doing what the price of eggs is doing and what everything else is doing, and they're passing it on.
Yeah,
that's a tough pill to swallow. We're seeing big rate increases.
I heard Easter egg hunts may be a little slow this year because of the price of eggs. I saw one grandparent says, we're going to hunt marbles or something because I can't afford eggs anymore.
Right.
So
I saw a $9.81 dozen eggs in Beaumont the other day at Walmart.
Yeah. And it's funny, I was just talking about this up at the big store because they had these eggs that were $8.61 a dozen. But then these brown eggs over here were about half price. And then these eggs over here from another company were half price, but there was this one dozen that was about $8, and it wasn't even the free roaming eggs. And so I don't know why that happened, but we were talking about price of eggs and why they go up, and no one's been able to say anything. Someone said it was because of the bird flu, so.
This is what happens when you talk to David. You're talking about auto insurance rates, and you end up on
now
eggs.
we're on eggs and groceries.
But you're exactly right, because that is just one little
part.
facet. So when in auto, when you combine higher labor cost, higher parts, longer times to get your car out of the shop when it's in there.
So they're having to pay for a rental for
They're
it.
paying rental longer. Then the cost of putting that vehicle back
on the road
is higher. That is what is happening. And this is one time we talk to you all the time. Call us and let us talk to you about what's going on in auto. Let us look at it, compare with you, make sure all your discounts are where you need to be. It's super important right now. So
that's one thing that I've noticed on stuff is there's a lot of discounts. If you're this old, you get a discount. If you've done this driving, you get a discount.
What you do for a living?
Yeah,
are you a service member?
How long you drive?
What type of pay plan are you
Right.
using? There are many ways
to get your price down.
There are.
Yeah. So for more information on and have them go over it, it seems like every time I get a new policy, it goes up a little bit, and I've just sort of got used to it. But I always, like Dan and them, just have gone through my policy, and I'm waiting to get the numbers back to see what we can do different on my business here, because I'm always adding equipment, and every time I add equipment, I'm insuring more, so it goes up a little bit.
Yes, it does.
Don't try and get it too much though. But they're good about looking, and I can tell you the girls strive to give you what you deserve and what you desire as far as, and they can work with you on deductibles, can change it if I'm not mistaken.
Deductibles customize your coverage to make sure you don't have duplication,
Right.
to make sure that you're just getting the best value that you can get. Call the office 409-755-7600. Ask for Shay, Jamie, Bree, any of the girls at the front desk. We've got 6 people in the office that are willing to help you.
And they've got experience.
And they do.
That's one thing I want to emphasize. We're not talking 1-year-old insurance. These people have 16, 10, 5. I think the youngest least amount of times 2 or 3 years.
3.
3 years.
I think Natasha's 3.
And so you're not talking to a newbie, I should say. You're talking about someone that's seen what's happened over time and been through storms. So get hold of them online. You can see everything they do. They've got their emails, their phone numbers on their website at priestinsuranceragency.com. I think next time we may talk housing or
We
something.
can do that. We can talk what's going on
with the housing
home
insurance.
wind. We can do
Because
that.
I had some questions about, does it matter if it's 5 or 6 rows back? And the answer I got surprised me. So listen in for that show. We're going to head on out. Dan, thanks for joining us. Until next time, we're here with Insurance Talk with Priest Insurance on Bolivar Live. And remember, you can find us on our social media channels, but now you can also see Bolivar Live TV on our Roku and Amazon Fire channels. And it's free to download. You can watch it on your big screen and really see what we're talking about. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week comes to us. God bless, and bye-bye. Priest Insurance Agency has been located in the heart of Lumberton, Texas since 2001, providing a consultative approach and educating customers on how their insurance works for them throughout the coastal region of Texas. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal region of Texas, covering home, auto, business, and recreational insurance. With ties to the coastal communities, Dan Priest has had the sand between his toes since 1972 with a home on Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. He survived a storm named Ike, but lost his home. With insurance coverage, his family was able to rebuild following the 2008 storm and continues to make memories beachfront. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal communities, family dwellings, investment property, and business insurance. They've been there. Whether you're looking for or have a family retreat along the Texas coast, investment property, or a business, Priest Insurance would be honored to work with you and your family to make sure you're covered anytime trouble arises.
For more information on Priest Insurance and their contact information, please visit their website at www.priestinsuranceenagency.com, or their office is open for phone calls with questions and consultation Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. by calling 409-755-7600. Priest Insurance Agency, working and educating customers, making sure they understand and have the coverage they deserve.